Peace, peace, good people. Welcome to my channel. I am Nuku, the Horned Dakini, coming on to give you guys a little late night reading. So come on in, pull on up. Hopefully the title resonated with you, and that's why you're here, right? OGs and returnees, my newly subscribees, thank you all so much. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Newbies, I hope that you choose to subscribe and stay with me, okay? Thank you, Sweet Spirit, for using me as a trusted and true vessel to bring about a message for the collective that will soon be here to view this reading. Show me clearly, make it plain. Okay. I believe that those of you who have been doing money magic, either you have already begun to see results, or get ready, because it is on its way, especially if it's been like effortless magic that you've been doing. If you have not been doubting it, if you have not had anybody plant any seeds of doubt, hopefully I'll be talking to those of you who just didn't tell anybody what you had going on. But I feel like that I'm talking to those of you where your money magic is manifesting. Your money magic is manifesting. Okay. I knew it. Look at that, Queen of Pentacles. I knew it. I could feel it. Your money magic is working. And this is someone who did it effortlessly. And I may be talking to somebody who's not even a spiritualist, so to speak. Or maybe you are, but you're on the surface of it. So you're not deep down off into it, you know, like an actual practitioner. You may have just done something simple, but you were very serious about it. Like you were very dedicated. You read up on what it was that you were supposed to do. You bought the little things that you were supposed to buy. You did it on the night or the day or around the time frame that you were supposed to do. I'm talking to somebody who did a little money magic. Might have been a little candle magic, a little bay leaf, a little cinnamon, okay, a little bayberry, a little alfalfa, different little herbs, right, that you probably read up on, and you did something simple. I ain't even talking about spell big ritual. I'm talking about something simple, but the power that you put into believing it was magnifical. And you're seeing results. And if you have not seen results yet, you are feeling the intensity of something working in your favor, because if you're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, and connected, then when you do very intentional magic, you actually start to feel the frequency of the manifestation before it hits. So I'm talking to people who you feeling it from a frequency, from a vibe, like you've just been in a good mood because you know that you know that you know. And then I'm also talking to those of you who you already had that, you was at that version of it, and then you started to actually see fruition. You started to see the miracle. You started to see the magic. You started to see your mojo. Okay? But yeah, I knew it. This is representation of earth energy. So I could be speaking to Virgos, Capricorns, or Tauruses. Okay? I do believe, as I mentioned earlier, that I'm speaking to someone who, this is maybe your first time dipping and dabbling into actually doing something practical. Okay, some very practical magic. Okay, so this may be the beginning start of you implementing this into your life. I don't know if you're going to do it daily, weekly, but I do sense a routine. I do sense someone putting something into practice, okay? And that's beautiful. Seven of Swords. Yeah, I think I'm talking to somebody. As I mentioned earlier, this is not your norm. So you may have had to sneak and do it too, right? You may live in a household with other people that don't necessarily believe this path. So I believe that you did some things in secret. This is the Seven of Swords, by the way. So you had to sneak off, right? You had to sneak off and do it, right? So, that sneaking off could have looked like when everybody was gone to bed. You lit up your candles, okay? Or you may went and sat in your car. Or you may have went over somebody's house. Or you may have went into the park. You did it in secret. You did it in secret. I do believe that you had to get away from your family, or not get away from, but you had to isolate yourself and do said thing, because whoever you're closest with, whether you live in the home with them or not, may not approve of this, or maybe you thought that they would have thought that you were doing witchcraft. So I think you took in consideration that your family members, especially those who live in the house with you, may not have understood what it was that you were doing, even though everything that you were doing or did do is going to benefit them, right? But they would not have understood it, and I don't think you wanted to even have to worry about trying to take the time to explain it. So you had to, you was a little sneaky. You did something sneaky, right? But for the benefit, of your family, okay? And so yeah, when you start bringing in extra this and extra that, or you tell them, oh, don't worry about it, I got the bill. They go, what? Wait, what? So yeah, that's the kind of looks that you may get, when you start, showing that you got a little extra, some fun, some little extra, money on the side. Show me clearly. Now I am getting as soon as I said that, I got like a little warning that for those of you who are married or you live with a boyfriend, you may not want to say where you got this money from. You may not want to share that you got any extra money at all. Hush. Because they're not going to believe that you manifested. They're not going to believe, they're going to think that a man gave it to you, or that you're doing something strange for a little piece of change. And we know that that's not the case. So for those of you who got a boyfriend or a man or a husband, just, a partner, I don't think you want to say anything about the extra money that is coming into the home. Because see, sometimes y'all wives and girlfriends, y'all talk too much. Sometimes y'all talk too much. Because y'all want to believe that your husband and your boyfriend are your best friends. No, they're either a boyfriend or a husband. Your boyfriend, husband is not your best friend. I know y'all want to think that. Y'all really want to believe that. But that's delusional to think that your boyfriend or your husband is your best friend. But women, y'all really be thinking that until they show you. Until they do some... Okay, well, this ain't about them. This ain't male bashing. But I just want women to, there's a fine line that you should draw on what you share with your husband and your boyfriend. And this is one of those things. They don't need to know that you manifested anything. Okay, they don't need to know that you manifested anything. You got extra money, boom. You did a good thing. Hush, and put the money in an account, in a shoebox, or wherever you put it. If it was for a bill, pay the bill, whatever you needed the money for. You got it. Be grateful, show gratitude to the universe for aligning you with the frequency of extra money, and be quiet, okay? Because I feel like if you say something, it's not going to go the way you think. He's not going to, the first thing in his mind isn't going to be, oh, she did a spell and got some money, even though I don't like her doing witchcraft, at least it brought some money in the house. Men don't think like that. The first thing they're going to think is, who you fucking, who gave you that money? So just hush. Okay? Sheesh. Show me more, show me clearly. If you're resonating with the message thus far, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd surely appreciate it and would love to have you here, okay? Yes. Celebration. Yeah. So there is somebody that you may have shared it with. It's feeling like maybe you had a practitioner, or maybe your mama or sister, somebody close, another female energy that you're very close with that may already be into um, the secret and manifesting and the law of attraction. Okay, they may not be witches, they could be. They may not be goddesses, they could be. They may not be pagan or into the occult, they could be. You know, they have they understand and believe in miracles and the mystical part of life. I'll just say that. And then, whatever level of it that they are on, place that energy where it belongs. But you are celebrating with someone. So you may have shared this with somebody, but whoever this somebody is, they may have been the one that even put you up on it, right? They may have been the one that told you, girl, just try it. You'll see. Like, they inspired you, not gassed you up, not influenced you, inspired you. And you called them, or you let them know, or maybe y'all did this together and y'all received the manifestation, okay, together. And y'all are celebrating. Y'all might be out tonight, right? Drinking. Maybe you did a brunch over the weekend. But either way, there's some type of celebratory energy because both of you, or all of you, if it happens to be three or more, are in harmony with your manifestations. You are in alignment with some things that you put into the atmosphere. And it has come onto you. It has been bestowed upon you, my child. Congratulations. Awesome. Now I'm also getting, I don't think this is for everybody, but I do feel like I am talking to a few of you who you may have just gotten initiated into something. I'm getting the feeling, the spirit of initiation. So I don't know, place that energy where it belongs. I don't know. Some of you may have gotten initiated into something dealing with the occult, dealing with spirituality, and maybe even dealing with a sisterhood, okay? And maybe that's why there's some celebratory energy, some divine feminine energy surrounding you, like they're praying over you or praying with you or sealing the deal with you, like a covenant. Did some of you all join a covenant? And you just went through your rite of passage? I don't know. Place that energy where it belongs, because the reading doesn't feel like it's all about that. That was just a download that I received. Okay. Show me more and show me clearly. The Ace of Cups. Many of you released, and not here recently. I think you've been going through a process of releasing you moved some stuff out of the way. And whatever was going on in your heart space is what was blocking your finances, is what was blocking your prosperity. But you let something go. You laid some burdens down. And as soon as you laid the weight down of something, that's how your magic kicked in. Your magic kicked in when you laid some type of burden down. Because I feel like I may be talking to some of you who you were trying to force the bag. You were chasing the bag. You were doing too much and you were not getting any results. But as soon as you decided to lay something down, lay a struggle down, lay a concern down, lay something that was heavy on your heart, as soon as you decided to lay it down, almost like you said, I don't want to, I'm letting it go. I'm giving it to God, type stuff. You immediately saw something begin to turn and churn in your life for you financially. Now, some of you may be in very healthy, new, healthy relationship. Very healthy, new relationships with someone who understood the assignment first and foremost, but they understood what it was that you were missing. So they came straight into your life filling voids. They came straight into your life giving you true love, true intimacy, true emotional fulfillment, true trust. They helped you, not helped you. They have proven themselves worthy of your heart space. And for some of you, that's the burden that you laid down. Like, okay, he passed the test. Because I think maybe you tested him to see, like, is this real? Because we will go through that process of is this too good to be true? Because he is too perfect. But it's all good. It's for real. I got a feeling that he might not be attractive. And I don't know why Spirit just gave me that transmission. Almost like Princess and the Frog. He may not be attractive. You may have had to kiss several frogs and this was the last frog you kissed, and he didn't turn into a handsome Prince Charming, but he did turn into an awesome, respectful, loving, generous provider. And not just provider of the manyan, but provider of respect, a provider of generosity, a provider of someone you feel safe with, someone who allows you to be you. Whoever this is, he adores you. Okay, he adores you, and he may be a water sign. Now, he may not be a water sun. He might be a water moon. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, moon, man, right? Okay. The King of Wands. Yeah, because he even a play about you. He's very protective. He's very protective. Whoever this man is, he's very protective. Now, this part of the reading is going to mostly be about, for those of you who are resonating with the fact that you got you a new man. There's a new sheriff in town. Right, and he handling business. He's protective. I do not believe that he is a spiritual man, but he is a man of substance and sustenance, and sustenance. He believes in whatever he believes in. I don't know if it's religious. It could be. He could be spiritual, but it doesn't feel like he's like He doesn't feel spiritual. He just feels he's a man of power. He is powerful, and he respects power. It's like he respects the scope of authority in the spiritual scheme or the religious scheme of things. But he's also himself a man of power. I don't know what the word insurance is coming up in my mind's eye. Insurance. I don't know. Does he sell insurance? Okay. Is he your insurance agent? And y'all done started talking and now you're in love? I don't know. Something about insurance. Place the energy where it belongs. Whoever he is, I just know that he has brought assurance for sure into your life. Okay. Yeah. He took a heavy load off of you. As I mentioned earlier, whoever this is, he came through the door doing the things that you needed a man to do in your life. So I don't know if you just recently came out of a relationship and vowed that you were not going to get into another one, and then ta-da, he showed up. Or if your heart space was still open, so you've been, like I said earlier, kissing several frogs, man after man after man after man. Either way, it doesn't matter how you got to him. You got to this one, and he's a good one. He took some burdens off of you. I said you would lay. This card is very representative of laying burdens down. That's what the Ten of Wands is about. It's about understanding when it is time to go, when it is time to lay some burdens down, because it's killing your stamina. It's killing your wherewithal and your fortitude. Okay, you almost lost that energy of perseverance, but he swooped in right on time. So kudos to whoever is resonating with this part of the message. Okay, show me more and show me clearly. I'm not gonna take that. For many of you too, something was going on with your home, and he came in, or someone came in and helped you do something with your home. So I don't know if you needed a maintenance man, or I don't know, you refinanced your house and you were behind on payments and the bank was about to snatch it. I don't know, but place this energy where it belongs, because this will be very specific, very specific. This King of Wands man specifically came in and picked you up, turned you around, and placed your feet on solid ground. And ain't wanted nothing from you but to be true to him. And I believe you are. I believe you are. Ain't none of these cards indicated otherwise. So it is safe to assume that not only are you appreciative, but you're showing him that you are appreciative of him coming into your life. I know somebody said heaven sent. I know. Very much so. The High Priestess, Scorpio, has entered the chat. Yeah, so now I'm back on you. I'm back on talking to, I'm back talking to this Queen of Pentacles energy. I do believe that you, even though you are not per se a woman who works in the dark, you're not a woman who, well, you may be. I just don't think that you're upfront and out loud with it. Let me just say that. I think that this may, for some of you, this may be your first time around the rodeo, dipping and dabbling into manifestation magic. But then now I'm feeling like I'm talking to some of you. This is what you've been doing. And what you manifested wasn't necessarily money, because that wasn't your intention. Your intention was a new lover, a new man. So you may have done a love spell. That's where I'm getting at, a love spell. You wanted intimacy, romance, emotional fulfillment. So you may have had your eyes set on somebody and wheeled them right on in, right? Not in a not in a deceitful way. All love spells aren't deceitful and messy. Okay, so come off of TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Come off of that. I'm talking to grown brujas. I'm talking to the grown witches and the grown goddesses that have discernment, so you know what to do and what not to do, right? But I think I'm now speaking to someone who is very much a high priestess of the light and the dark. So you did a love spell. You did a ritual. You worked with the elements and the energies. Many of you worked directly with deities. You fed your altars. You fed your mojo bags. Many of you recreated a whole situation because you were tired of number one, it wasn't fruitful anymore, and you were tired of how it looked. You were tired of how it was making you look. So many of you did a whole, like switched up, switched out, everything. And now you have created something very valuable. Very valuable. You have created something for yourself that matches who you are now, or who you are becoming. Something about what you did aligns with where your mind, body, and soul is now. So you've elevated. So you elevated your magic, and maybe you needed a man to match who you are now, because maybe the guy that you had prior to this moment matched who you were then. We're forever growing, forever changing, forever evolving. So I believe this elevation, this evolution, this new beginning, you wiped the slate clean and started all over and called in new money, new love, new protection, new understanding. You calling in some new stuff for yourself. And it's working. You feel me? It's working. All right, show me more, show me clearly. The Queen of Cups. A lot of water energy down here. Okay, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Yeah. I know that whether you manifested a new love, a new intimacy, a new man, or new money, all of it came off of you clearing something from your heart space. You let something go. Point blank, period. Whether it was doubt, for those of you who, was calling in money, maybe you had a little bit of doubt at some point. Maybe you were going to do something like this in the past, but you had too much doubt, so it didn't work, or you never even did it for it to work because you had a lot of doubt. Well, now it came back around. It was brought back up, from a homegirl, from a sister, from an aunt, a mama. Somebody came back around in your life and said, girl, why don't you do this little spell to bring in whatever the woo is for you. And you had enough confidence and enough enlightenment to move forward with it, right? So some of you released doubt. Some of you laid the burden down of being in an unhealthy relationship. As soon as you got that out the way, you did your spell, you did your ritual, then here came the King of Wands. Here came your Prince Charming, who might be unattractive. I can't let that slide. He might be unattractive, okay? But he's a good man, Savannah. And see, that's why I said I'm talking to the grown goddesses, the grown witches, the grown queens, because see, we ain't caring about what you look like. See, that's that little girl shit. He gotta be cute. That's little girl shit. A real woman wants a real man. And when you get a taste of a real man, baby, he gonna look good. Even if he don't physically look good. A real man looks good. No matter what he really physically looks like. Okay. Yeah, but you released some stuff that you was holding on into your heart space, holding on to within your heart space, no matter what it was that you released. It could have had everything to do with some toxic thoughts. It could have had everything to do with lacking confidence. It could have had everything to do with, just attracting the wrong type of men in your life. It could have had everything to do with, maybe working and muling and being a workhorse for the wrong type of jobs. I mean, something you laid down. You placed the energy where it belongs. You laid it down, and as soon as you laid that burden down, up came the miracles. Up came the abundance. Up came the true love. Up came the enlightenment. Up came the confidence. You want to come up. Up came. You want to come up, sis. And you seeing it too. You seeing it. You are seeing it. Who am I talking to? Can I get a woo-woo? I am smelling pomegranate. And my candle is not pomegranate. I know y'all might see my candle flickering. This is not a pomegranate candle. This is actually champagne toast. Champagne life. But yeah, I don't know why I smell pomegranate. Somebody eating pomegranate while watching this. Or maybe there's a spirit around me that's eating some pomegranate. I like pomegranate, but them little seeds be tearing my teeth up though. Page of Cups. I'm glad this came out because earlier when I saw this King of Wands, my mind, I don't know if I said it, I may have said it, but whoever this person is, I believe that they had been watching you. Or you have been watching them. I don't think that this is somebody brand spanking new, like you just met them for the first time ever in life. I don't think that. I think for those of you who's resonating with this because it is a new love, there's a new sheriff, you done seen this sheriff before. He's either seen you before or you've seen him before. And if he's seen you before and you never noticed him, and then he's going to tell you. He's probably already told you, yeah, I've seen you a few times on such and such and such and such. Or it could be vice versa. You've seen him a few times. So when you finally got his attention, you let him know, yeah, I saw you one time at the motorcycle meet, or I saw you one time at the such and such lounge, So this is not somebody brand new. Now, of course, there's always a chance that y'all could be y'all could have been social media friends, so... But yeah, that's Page of Cups. That's what that reminds me of. This person has been in your circle of, not necessarily in your circle, like a friend. Well, I don't know. Maybe they are a friend. Maybe they are somebody that you've been overlooking all of this time because he's unattractive. But he's always just been a friend. I don't know. Spirit just said don't take that off the table. Maybe this was somebody that's always been there. They've always been around you, but you just never really looked at them like that. But that's how they've been looking at you. Or maybe you have been looking at them like that and you just got the confidence to go ahead and move forward. Or maybe you had to move past the fact of how he looked and you said, you know what, it's something about him though that really does intrigue me. I've been there before. I've been there before where I met somebody who was not easy on the eye, but when I got to know him, I was real intrigued with how he talked and how he would just say my name. Like we'd be having a conversation and he'd say my name. And it was something about how he did that would just, I'd be like, why you, well, hold on now. You call my name like that one more time, you finna get it. And he did. Okay. Yes, honey. Anywho. If you're resonating, go ahead and hit that like. Let's see. I may wrap this up because I believe that I have unfolded enough of this reading for you to know if this is for you. Cancer is in the building. The Chariot. Yeah, I am talking to a woman who understands the power of her will. And you know how to control their willpower, right? I believe that you have landed, whether it be a man or magic or money, because all three of them are good. Your own magic, your own man, your own money. Wherever this, it could be all three, one of the other, two of the three, whatever the case may be. You manifested this. You willed this into your life. You now understand how powerful you are. You know that if you don't move, ain't nothing moving. But you also know if you move it, oh, it's going to get moved, right? You understand that everything is about what you say and what you want and what you think. Because what do I always say? And it's not my coined term, but I say it often. So a man, woman thinketh, so it is. So you now understand that if you attune and align your mind with what it is that you want, with who it is that you want, oh, it's coming. Point blank, period. Soon as you say move, it's moving. You understand the power of the tongue. You understand the power of your mind. I'm talking to somebody who has a lot of mental agility. You're very clever. And now that you see that you know how to manifest for yourself, girl, you on and popping. You on and popping now. All right. Well, if you resonated with this message, which I hope you did, okay, go ahead and like, subscribe if you haven't. If this message isn't for you, it's okay. Sometimes you got to put a message in your pocket and come back and view it again a couple of weeks or months later, because then you start to see how it really was for you. You just couldn't feel it at that moment because things had not begun to line up for you. So if you're not feeling it now, it's okay. Save it. Save this video and then come back to it, okay? All right, good people. Thank you so much for being here, and this is where I conclude. Peace.